Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to dive into the Scaffold widget and explore what makes up the foundation of the Flutter UI. So before we get started, let's define what a scaffold is. A scaffold is a basic layout structure in Flutter that provides support for visual elements such as the drawer, the app bar, the floating action button, and the bottom navigation bar. So think of it as a blueprint for building your app's user interface. So now let's look at the different parts of the scaffold. So the first element is the app bar. The app bar is located at the top of the screen and it contains the app bar title, the navigation icons. It's also important to note that the app bar is optional, but it's highly recommended for most apps. And also you can also provide some additional information like centering the title of the app bar. So in this situation you set it to true. It also takes in the actions argument where you can specify a list of widgets in here. So my first widget is going to be the icon widget, and the actions place this icon widget on the end of the app bar. It also takes in the leading. That's going to be the first widget you are going to see at the start of the app bar. So the app bar takes in the title, the actions, and the leading. So next up is the drawer. The drawer is a sliding panel that can be opened from the left side of the screen. It is a great place to put important information such as the settings or the navigation options. The drawer is also optional, but it's a useful feature to have in most apps. And another important part of the scaffold is the floating action button. This button is usually placed at the bottom right corner, and it is used to perform a specific action. It's a great way to make important action easily accessible to the user. So it takes in the onPress. That's going to be the function that gets called when the button is pressed, and also the chart where you can specify your widget. So I'll place an icon widget within the floating action button. The bottom navigation bar is another important part of the scaffold, and it is located at the bottom of the screen, and it is used to navigate between different pages in the app. So this is a convenient way to access different parts of the app without having to go back to the home screen each time. So the bottom navigation bar takes in the bottom navigation bar widget, which in turn also takes in the bottom navigation bar item, where you can specify your icon and also the label. So finally, the body is where the main content of your app goes. This is where you can add your widgets and build out your user interface for each screen. The body is the most important part of the scaffold, and it's where you will be spending most of your time. So that's basically it. If you consider this to be useful, just consider subscribing and hit the bell icon. See you in our next tutorial. Until then, stay tuned.